I mean, what was your single biggest robbery during this era?
The single biggest one, okay, I'm gonna have to say it was one where it was the opposite, where we wasn't buying, we were selling. And we set up a move with some guys to sell them 50. And it was a drought. So, you know, when there's a drought, especially back in those days, a key was 30 per unit. So we hit them for 29 a piece for 50. Then on top of that, they took us to the stash and we took some money too, like 400.
Okay, so how much money did you get that day?
We got 400 in cash and just do the equivalent of them 50 at 30 a piece. So 50 times 30.
That's almost $1 million.
Yeah.
Altogether. Okay.
Just a half an hour work, yeah.
Well, guys like this don't really take losses very well. So at one point, they started to retaliate.
Yeah. Philly was too small. So they were able to put two and two together because it was a distinct pattern about me. I was one of the only Panamanians there. Philly didn't have like a real Panamanian community, like in New York or DC and them type of places. So what enabled me to infiltrate so quickly was the language, because when they first saw me, they thought I was just black because I'm black Panamanian. But once I spoke Spanish, it just opened the door. Like, oh, well, you didn't say that from the beginning, this and that. And then I met them today, let's say at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, at 5 o'clock, I'm in the house making a deal for 30 keys. So they put two and two together. It was one person, and a couple of them said, you know what, let's just box him in. Let's just hire some dudes, and let's just wipe this dude out and his whole team, and just eradicate the problem. So they had to figure out like what part of Philly I was in, and on one of those jobs, we left a loose end, and they was able to narrow it down to the area, and they came to that area. They sent some sicarios over there, and they kidnapped my mother in the house and was holding her there, trying to get her to beat me so I could come. But I happened to come without knowing. They see me, and we engage in this high pursuit, which kind of in a way was good because we drew them away from my man's mother's house. And I got away.
Well, how many attempts were made on your life during that time?
In Philly?
Yeah.
2.
Okay. Well, you end up escaping those 2 times, but your crew started getting killed off.
Yeah, but not in Philly. My crew really started getting killed off with them wars in DC. In Philly, so I'm gonna be very honest with you, right? So I had one of these dispositions in the game, like, okay, I took your stuff. But if you came and you kidnapped my mother because of that, I'm gonna come back and see you anyway. I know I'm wrong. I know I was wrong for taking your shit. But fuck it, I'm untouchable. So I'm coming back to see you. You know, so, but it got to a point where the walls was just closing in. You know, nobody's exempt from being touched. And I knew that. So it was time to roll again.
Well, yeah, you said that even though you knew you were wrong, you would go back to their neighborhood and release a shower of bullets to let them know, yeah, I took your shit, but I'll still come through and lay your ass down.
Yeah. Because at this point, they already know where my mother is. So nothing could stop them from really going back and doing something to her because they can't reach me no more. So I had to let them know that even though I'm supposed to be on the run for what I did, I come back and do the same to you and yours. That was my way of ensuring her.
At this point, how many people have you shot during this time?
Oh, God. I'm not saying that to brag. I can't remember. Because the wars in Brooklyn were fierce. You gotta remember in those days what was taking place in inner cities in America, bro. Like, So every other day was a different war because somebody wants your spot, because somebody this, because always war, no peace.
So have you shot 10 people?
I would say give and take, yeah.